Overload, it's a cute overload. Don't you want to take us home? Cute, 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 cute overload. Overload, overload, it's a cute overload. Don't you want to take us home? Cute, cute, cute overload.
We are B and A, and we are going to show you how to get the Series 4 Tsum Tsum blind packs that you want. This is a brand new set that just came out. We've been waiting for these to hit the stores. If you look on the back, you can see everybody that is available this time. One thing that we noticed really quickly is that they really made it trickier to see who you were getting. If you've watched our other videos, we kind of based knowing what you're getting off their accessory. This time they made a lot of accessories really similar. So, like for instance, Sadness and Joy, their accessories pretty much shaped the same. The Tigger and the Timon, those certain Tsum Tsums are going to be really hard to tell what you're getting. But then again, there's some that are very distinct, like Baymax and Perry. So we grabbed the ones that we could get, and we're going to open them and see if we can figure it out. So if you watch our other videos, we were talking about feeling for the accessory. That's what you really want to feel to try to figure out what you're getting. So we're going to start feeling on here. And I feel a very thin and kind of half circle shaped base. So based off of that, we could have either Joy, Sadness, Timon, Tigger. Those are pretty much what it would be narrowed down to. Now this feels very thin, so I'm going to say that is neither Joy or Sadness. So I would say we either have Timon or Tigger. I'm going to keep feeling. So once we have the base kind of felt, we're going to see if we can feel anything else in the package to see what it might be. And I do feel something round. So based on that, I'm going to guess that we have the Tigger. That round thing that I'm feeling would be the balloon. And we did get Tigger. So as I said, there's a real kind of round, thin base. And then the round piece that I was feeling in there was the balloon. So here's our next pack. Let's start feeling here. This I'm feeling several different pieces. So I feel two pieces that are kind of in the shape of a V that are real flat and thin. And then I also feel something that kind of feels similar to a squared shape. So if we look on here on our options, it's kind of thin and triangular. So I would say the choices might be Bullseye or Goofy that we might have. Now since I feel that little square piece as well, nothing in the Bullseye looks squared. You know, was small. I feel something about this big and square. So I'm going to guess that we have got the Goofy. And there he is. So here was the, you know, when you're feeling it this way, it kind of looks like a triangle, flat piece. And then here's the squared piece, which ends up being a little basket, it looks like. So here is our next pack. Let's start feeling in here. So on this one, I feel another kind of half circle shaped, so an arch shaped. This one though feels much thicker than the one we felt on the Tigger. So based off of that, if we look at our choices, the kind of the arch shaped, or maybe the Bullseye here is kind of arched. Tigger, Timon, Joy, or Sadness. Again, that feels thicker than the Tigger, and Timon looks about the same, so I don't think it's him either. I don't feel this kind of back big square piece, so I don't believe this is Bullseye either. And I do feel a small round ball in there. So based off that, I'm going to say we either have Sadness or Joy. So this is where it gets tricky. If you really wanted to pick up two and you wanted to make sure you had joy and sadness, this is where it's going to get hard, because feeling the Tsum Tsums itself is very tricky to see who you're getting. Unless they have a very distinct body part like big ears or something, it's really hard to tell what you're getting. So I'm going to try to feel this real carefully and see if I might be able to figure it out. If we look on there, we do see that sadness has glasses. Whether those are kind of raised or if they're just painted on, it's going to be a little hard to tell. Possibly you could feel those. And then the other difference between them would be their hair. So sadness's hair comes down a little bit further and is very smooth. And then joy's is kind of more bumpy in the front. So let's see if we can figure this out. I do feel a small bump on the top of the head. Joy does have one of those. Sadness has a tiny one, but Joy's is a little bit more predominant, if you can see on the bag. But I also feel it looks like the Tsum Tsum has a dress on. So based off of that, I'm going to guess that we have got Joy. And there she is. So like I said, here's the little piece of the hair that sticks up that you can kind of feel. And then again, the hair in the front, and then the dress. So as you can see, the dress kind of sticks out. So that was what really gave it away for which one we had here. But there's her little kind of arched base, and then the little, you know, round pieces that are in there. Here's our next one. This one is going to be one of the more easy ones to see what you're getting. I feel kind of a raised part in the center, and then a real thin round piece. It's all pretty much one big piece. So again, it's raised in the center and then has kind of flat, thin pieces around. Based off of that, the only thing that's, you know, raised in the center and thin all the way around would be the Perry. So I am pretty confident that we've got Perry. And there he is. So, you know, that was the hat that we were feeling, the raised piece with the real thin pieces along the outside. Here's the next one. This one, again, I'm feeling the real arched base. Again, I feel little round balls. So right away, I'm going to guess that we have got either joy or sadness. Now, hopefully when we're in the store trying to pick these up, we guessed correctly. So again, this is when you have to feel the Tsum Tsum to try to figure it out. This one, I do not feel a dress. Since I did feel that on the other one, and we know in the movie that Joy wears the dress, that was what kind of made me pretty confident that that was her character. But sadness does wear glasses. So I'm just trying to feel this to see if we might feel that on there. And like I said, it's real tricky to feel the Tsum Tsums themselves. But based on having the real thick arched stand, you know, accessory stand, and not having the dress on, I am pretty sure that we have got sadness. And there she is. So it was sadness. So there was the arched piece I was talking about, and there is the sadness herself. So as you can see, there's not a lot of distinction that you can feel on her. She does have glasses on, and those are raised. So you can feel that a little bit in there. Again, that would be real tricky to be able, you know, to say 100% that that is what you're feeling. But we were right on guessing that. And then, of course, the little round pieces that help distinguish her as well. Here is the last one that we picked up. Our local Toys R Us store didn't have very many, and our Targets of Walmarts haven't gotten them in yet. So hopefully soon we will have some more to try to complete the set. This one feels like it has quite a bit of pieces in there. I'm going to kind of try to separate this out. This one has a very odd feeling base. I can feel kind of a flat rounded piece in there. So it's, you know, almost like the shape of the stand on Tigger, but not quite. And I feel something that's real smooth and bumpy, and it's quite big. I mean, it takes about this much space in the package. Boy, this is a trickier one. So we're going to use process of elimination on this one. It's definitely not the rounded stand, so it's not joy or sadness. It doesn't feel house shaped like this one. It doesn't feel like it's, you know, kind of the duck shaped. It's definitely bigger than Timon or Tigger. This doesn't feel boat shaped. Doesn't feel squared shape. It doesn't feel, you know, like this little lock thing, because this is really smooth. It's definitely not the ball. It's not the hat. It's not the goofy shape. We've already felt that. Ursula has kind of a smooth, bumpy piece, but it's kind of longer and thinner. This is definitely not long and thin. It is pretty chunky. So my guess here is that we have got the Lilo. And it is Lilo. So it does come in 2 pieces. That makes it a little bit trickier to feel. But this is the thin, or the thick, smooth, bumpy piece that I was feeling. So that was really what I was basing everything off of. And then the little piece that you add in on there completes the wave. And then there is Lilo herself. Here are the 6 that we got put together. They are very cute. So we ended up with Pluto and Tigger and Perry and Sadness and Joy and Lilo. We're super excited to have those. The Lilo is super cute to match the Stitch from last series. And then Inside Out is one of our favorites, so having the Joy and Sadness is really nice as well. If you have any questions for us, please comment below. We'll be happy to help you and see if we can give you any other tips that might be helpful for you. We hope you can find the Series 4 blind packs and get the ones you want. Thanks!